Have you ever discovered a niche artist on SoundCloud where you're like, oh, hell yeah, this dude's dope as fuck. And then as soon as they start gaining traction, it turns out that they're a pedophile. But then not only does that happen once, it happens about 20 different times. Now, anytime you discover another niche artist, you think to yourself, it's only a matter of time until he fucks a 14-year-old. I don't believe the hype. Well, that's exactly how I feel about these games, and for good reason. And I'm making this video to warn all of you to not believe the hype. I don't care how much good praise these games get before the launch, and all of these YouTubers making videos saying, this game is amazing, or some shit like that. They're just simply lying to you. And they're only saying that because A, they're genuinely retarded, or B, the company simply paid for their visit to play said game. So in this video, we're going to take a look at 3 different games, and I'll give you concrete proof and evidence on why you shouldn't believe the hype. The first game I want to talk about is College Football 25. Now, I played a lot of NCAA 13 when I was a kid, and I had a lot of fun with it. So when I saw the announcement, I got pretty excited for about 10 minutes, and then I realized who was actually developing the game. It's none other than EA. So I turned into the biggest hater, and you should too. I thought that other people would agree, but holy shit, was I wrong. You'd think that year after year abortions EA pushes out would be enough for these people to be skeptical, but no. Everywhere I've looked, there's people praising this shit like it's gonna be game of the year. I think the biggest issue here is that everyone that's hyped for it is just happy that college football is back. You know, they're like, I want to play in Bama, damn it, let me play in Bama. And to that, I only have one response. Head over to Xenia or whatever, then go to romsfun.com, download whatever NCAA game you want. But if you don't want to do that, there's literally a mod in Madden 24 that adds college teams, so there's really no excuse. So now that I've given you the sauce, let's take a look at these new features and modes. We have true college gameplay. Now, after reading this, you can tell that absolutely nothing is being said besides a new passing mechanic, and it's just a meter. I mean, look at this shit. Player ratings that fluctuate throughout the game. You know, to all the people who play 2K, remember that funny little like hot or cold icon that you would get if you're playing good or you're playing like shit? That's exactly what this is. And it's been in 2K for I don't even know how long. It could be like a decade or pretty close to that. But maybe I'm thinking too deep into this. Let's just keep looking. You got the wear and tear system. So now instead of your player spontaneously tearing their ACL, you can know a player or two beforehand. Now that's some riveting shit. Pre-snap recognition. This is for like your little cousin with Down syndrome and dementia. They choose their play and they just completely forget what they're running. So, you know, props to EA for being inclusive. And for the last feature they added, having a seizure mid-game. I know it doesn't say that, but I've heard the screen will shake. So that's all the features. Give me $70. So let's take a look at the dope-ass game modes. Well, it's all the same as it was in 14, but I'll put 5 quid down on that every single mode is so shallow that it's not even entertaining in the slightest. But how could I ever forget the best mode in every single EA sports game? The Ultimate Team. Now you can buy the premium college football points to get absolutely fucked by EA. This is just gay gambling. And to top all of this off, there's no mascot mashup. That might be the laziest thing they could do. So, in conclusion, it's EA. This game is gonna be shit, so don't believe the hype.
And of course, it stars a black man in feudal Japan.
So for our next game, we got Assassin's Creed Shadows. And holy shit, the controversy with Assassin's Creed Shadows is nuts. Now, I'm not gonna talk about a big brolic black dude with dreads killing Japanese people, because half of the internet has already done that. Plus, I'd also sound like synthetic fag, and I do not want to do that. People can talk all they want about that, but that's maybe 10% of why this game is going to be shit. The game is going to be fucking boring. Ubisoft will make this beautiful and massive open world with a bunch of trivial and boring ass quests that will make you sit there and ponder on the fact that you just spent $70 on this. It does make me pretty happy that every time I watch a video about it, the comments are always, skeptical or just hating on it already. That makes me really happy to see. But it isn't a true Ubisoft experience if we didn't have the shills talking about this game simply because they were paid off and, ooh, look at this hotel the Rothschilds put me in. Please pre-order the new Assassin's Creed game. Please. Oh, this motherfucker Luke Stevens talked about it, and he's sitting in his hotel room. It's like, yeah, man, these oranges fell on the ground, and it looked cool, man. It's so dynamic. I think they called it Orange AI or something. It was so fluid, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're talking about oranges. We're talking about oranges. If you went to this Ubisoft showcase and watched them talk all about the game and show you actual gameplay, and you walk away with one of your talking points being fucking Orange AI, yeah, it doesn't sound so good. Another thing I noticed about Luke's video is he mentions the crowd and how alive it felt. You know, like you see people bowing their heads to the Bushido following Requise. I think it's funny that he mentioned that because he brings it up like it's something new. Bitch, that was in Assassin's Creed 2 over a damn decade ago. Now, they didn't bow their head, but they would react to your actions. If you bumped into them and someone was carrying something, they'll drop their crate, it'll break, and they'll call you like a stinky Yakub or something. But that's also dynamic. And that also feels like a living, breathing world. But check out JV's title for Assassin's Creed Shadows. No, the game doesn't look too good to be true. You're just a fucking idiot who's making a bag from Ubisoft. Stop talking out of your ass. I don't care how different the characters are supposed to play. As a matter of fact, I bet it doesn't even matter. I'm certain that you could clear an outpost doing stealth only using whatever his fucking name is. I don't remember. But either way, the combat still looks simple and boring. And don't even get me started on those executions. People are saying they look good. No, they don't. They look god awful. It's actually pretty funny. Look, I have zero confidence in Shadows. It's just going to be a poor man's version of Ghost of Tsushima, but even that feels disrespectful to Ghost of Tsushima. Because at least the side content in that game, it was interesting enough to get me to play a majority of it. So here's the last thing I want to say about Assassin's Creed. If you go to Luke Stevens or JV for the new Assassin's Creed and you see or hear, "Thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video," click off the video and disregard everything they have to say because all credibility is lost. Oh yeah, and by the way, everything I've said about Shadows, it applies to Star Wars Outlaws as well. So don't believe the hype for both of those games.
And also added an AI system to it, so we have fish move out of the way when you get close to them.
And now for our final game, we have Black Ops 6. Now, let me start off by saying this. All of the teaser videos and the marketing so far have been pretty good. That little thing they're doing on their website with the TV and the different channels, it was pretty cool. So, you know what? I do have a little bit of faith in the campaign, but only the campaign. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about Call of Duty. This is the Call of Duty cycle, of course. The marketing is, for the most part, it's always going to be good. Even if you're someone who only plays this for the story mode, you can never ever justify paying $70 for maybe 8 to 10 hour experience if you're lucky. It doesn't matter how good the actual story is. It's simply not worth it. But oh boy, the multiplayer in Warzone, now that's where it's all at. Imagine spending $70 on this and you're still buying, a battle pass every few months just for that game to be irrelevant in 9 months. That's what blows my mind the most. Oh, but Michael, clearly you're a fucking idiot. You haven't looked at all the insane features Black Ops 6 is bringing. Well, let's take a look. Okay, so one of the biggest things I've seen is sprinting backwards. Seriously, there's people getting hyped about sprinting backwards. There's also like a auto mantle feature. It sounds cool in theory, but once you're actually playing, I can imagine sliding under shit or vaulting over stuff when you didn't want to. But hey, at least you can turn most of that off. The one thing that kills this game and every Call of Duty for the last 5 years, it's Warzone. That's the issue. Back in 2019, I loved it. I thought it was really fucking cool. I loved Call of Duty 2019. But it started a really bad trend with Warzone. And as every single Call of Duty started coming out, all of their attention has been spent on Warzone. Every other mode has a fucking skeleton crew doing the absolute bare minimum. I mean, Modern Warfare 3 is a perfect example. I don't think there was anything new about it. The campaign sucked ass. It was pretty much non-existent. Multiplayer was just a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 maps. The zombies, I mean, that was a sorry ass excuse for zombies. And Warzone is, I don't know, Warzone. It's just Warzone. Oh yeah, speaking of zombies, they're going back to round-based zombies, flaunting it around like it's a second coming of Christ himself. Well, I hate to break it to you, but Cold War Zombies was a fucking chore to play. Black Ops 4? Yeah, that sucks ass as well. The last good zombies mode was damn near a decade ago with Black Ops 3. So unless they go back to that, it's safe to say zombies is going to be dead on arrival. This is just going to be another COD in the COD cycle. People are going to love it when it comes out, and then once the honeymoon phase is over, people are going to start speculating about the next COD or how they want to return to roots. Black Ops 6, it doesn't offer a whole lot of new things. They're bringing back old things like the prestige system and theater mode, which, yeah, is cool, I guess, but it's something that should have never left. They're marketing it as its major features. Like, this is shit that's supposed to sell the copies. So, I suppose, in conclusion, Black Ops 6 is literally just another Call of Duty. So don't believe the hype for this. And if you are genuinely hyped for this, I'm sorry that you're in an abusive relationship. All I can say is just leave and don't come back. It'll help you out in the long run. And you know what? It'll help you out financially as well. And that's it for this video. The point I want to push is that you should be skeptical about any game until proven otherwise. Or unless it's like FromSoft. If it's FromSoft, then yeah, you should be hyped. You should definitely doubt any game that's released by these companies because 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be dog shit. Most of these YouTubers will tell you that exact same thing until EA or Ubisoft lobs them a check. Then, oh yeah, no, this game looks great. You should pre-order the most expensive version there is. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. So don't trust EA and Ubisoft, and don't trust those fucking YouTubers. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Michael's out this bitch.